There are days when it feels like your own mind is working against you. You wake up, and before you even have your first sip of coffee, that inner voice starts, reminding you of what you didn't finish yesterday, dragging you through mistakes you made years ago, convincing you that today will be no different than the last. It's exhausting. It's like your brain has become your biggest critic instead of your biggest supporter. If that sounds familiar, you're not broken. You're not weak. What you're experiencing is something almost everyone goes through, even if they don't admit it out loud. Your brain is the most powerful computer in the world, but here's the catch. It wasn't programmed to make you happy. It was programmed to keep you alive. And survival mode doesn't care about joy, peace, or confidence. It cares about threats, risks, and everything that might go wrong. That's why it so often feels like your mind is out to sabotage you. The good news is you can retrain it. You can rewire your brain to work for you instead of against you. And it doesn't take years of therapy or some huge life overhaul. It starts with simple, repeatable steps that redirect your energy and give your brain a new focus. Today, I want to share 5 of the most powerful ones, and as you listen, I want you to picture where they could fit in your life. Because if you practice these consistently, that voice in your head that feels like an enemy can become your greatest ally. The first step is giving your brain a project. Think about it. When your mind feels like it's chewing you up, it's usually because it has nothing productive to focus on. Imagine a working dog with endless energy. If you don't throw it a ball, it's going to tear up your furniture. That's your brain. If you don't give it something constructive to chase, it will chew on you. So the solution is simple. Throw it a ball. That ball doesn't have to be a life-changing mission. It can be something small but meaningful, a recipe you've never tried, organizing a shelf that's been a mess for months, learning 3 chords on a guitar, writing the first paragraph of a story. What matters isn't how big it is, but that it requires your attention and effort. And here's why it works. Your brain gets a hit of dopamine not just when you finish something, but while you're working toward it. That chemical reward pulls your focus away from self-criticism and onto progress. Even a tiny project done in 20 minutes can interrupt the cycle of negative thoughts and remind you that you're capable of creating, not just worrying. The second step is separating yourself from your thoughts. Most people believe everything their brain tells them. If your mind whispers, "You're not good enough," you accept it as truth. But a thought isn't a fact. It's just an electrical signal, often fueled by old fears or stress. The trick is to create distance. The next time a negative thought pops up, don't say, "I'm not good enough." Say, "I'm having the thought that I'm not good enough." That small change is powerful. Suddenly, the thought is no longer who you are. It's just something passing through your mind. And once you see it as separate, you can question it. Is this thought useful right now? Does it help me take the next step? If not, you can let it go. This doesn't mean the thoughts stop showing up. They will. But over time, you'll stop treating them as commands and start treating them as background noise. Think about standing on a busy street corner. Cars pass by all the time. You don't chase each one. You notice it, let it go, and wait for the one you actually need. That's how to treat your thoughts. Some are useful, most aren't, and the skill is knowing the difference. The third step is calming your body. This one is often overlooked. People try to fight negative thoughts with more thoughts, but that's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. When your body is in panic mode, heart racing, chest tight, breath shallow, your brain interprets that as danger, and when your brain thinks you're in danger, it ramps up the negative chatter to keep you alert. That's why your thoughts spiral when you're stressed. So instead of arguing with your mind, soothe your body first. One simple way is through breathing. Place your hand on your chest, close your eyes, and breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold it for 1. Then exhale slowly for 6. Do this 4 times. That rhythm tells your nervous system, "I'm safe." The physical signals of safety quiet the alarm bells in your brain. and suddenly the thoughts that felt overwhelming lose their grip. You can also ground yourself with the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. Name 5 things you see, 4 things you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste, or simply notice your breath. This pulls your attention out of your head and back into the present moment. The 4th step is reprogramming your brain's filter. Your mind is constantly scanning for information, but it doesn't show you everything. It shows you what you've trained it to look for. If you've been living in fear or negativity, your brain is on high alert for problems, and it finds them everywhere. But you can teach it to look for something else. Each morning tell yourself, "Today, show me 3 good things." Then spend the day actually looking for them. Maybe it's a smile from a stranger, a small win at work, or the way the sunlight hits your window. At night, write them down. The more you do this, the more your brain learns to highlight what's working instead of only what's wrong. Over time, this rewires your perception, and life doesn't feel as heavy because your brain is filtering for hope instead of threats. The 5th step is building a record of wins. Most of us are experts at remembering our failures and terrible at remembering our successes. That imbalance trains your brain to expect disappointment. The fix is simple. Keep a win log. Every night, write down 3 things you accomplished that day, no matter how small. I sent that email. I went for a 10-minute walk. I chose water over soda. For each one, write a single line about what it proves. Maybe it proves you're disciplined, resilient, or capable of showing up for yourself. Over time, this log becomes a book of evidence your brain can't argue with. And when doubt shows up, you have proof in your own handwriting that you're stronger than your thoughts give you credit for. When you combine these 5 steps, something powerful happens. You stop feeling like a prisoner of your own mind. You start to see yourself as the one in control. Because here's the truth. Your thoughts are not who you are. They are just patterns, and patterns can be changed. So here's my challenge to you. Today, pick one small project and take a single step toward it. Tonight, write down 3 wins. And tomorrow morning, say to yourself, "Show me 3 good things today." Do that every day for a week and watch what happens. The voice in your head won't vanish overnight, but it will lose its power. And slowly, you'll realize that your mind isn't your enemy at all. It's just been waiting for you to show it a better way forward. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to change the way you think. You just need to take consistent, small steps. Because energy grows where you place it. And when you choose to feed your mind with projects, perspective, calm, and evidence of progress, you transform it from a critic into a coach. And that's when everything changes, not because the world is different, but because the way you see yourself finally is.